Nitzan, welcome back.
Thank you so much. So happy to be here.
How do I say your name properly?
Nitzan.
Nitzan.
Yeah,
Okay, I'm gonna work on that.
that's getting there, man. Not too bad.
Okay, I'm close. All right, I'll take it. So what are we talking about today? I'm interested. I know you're enthusiastic. You have a lot of energy, and you really wanted to connect. So you have something that's
Yeah, I
on your
wanna
heart
share.
or on your mind. So what's happening? What are we talking about?
Let's say water sustainability in general, from wastewater to our water that we drink. I want to share some more insights with the community about mold issues, about dengue, things that I feel that are super meaningful, and I hope I can help and contribute.
Hey, those are heavy-hitting subjects. So we're going to talk about wastewater treatment, drinking water, dengue, and mold. Gee whiz. All right, let's get it going. Real quick, in case people aren't familiar with you or have seen your previous episode, give a quick background on yourself and why you're qualified to even talk about these hard-hitting subjects.
Amazing. So I moved to Nosara 2 years ago, February 2022, from Israel. I'm a chemical engineer in my profession. I work a lot around agriculture and supporting sustainable solutions. And in the last 2 years, I actually been privileged to learn a lot and to contribute. And I would love to share all of that with you guys.
So your education for many years is in this field.
Definitely. Chemical engineering, one of the main topics that we learn about is wastewater treatment. And I've been researching that a lot, and I've been connected to many amazing projects and companies. And it feels this is the time to start taking action.
Okay, so since we've last talked, Nosara hasn't gotten any less popular. I mean, it.
Oof. Yeah, that's definitely.
So jump right in. Speak from your heart and your mind and tell us what's going on. Use the platform. Here we go.
Amazing. So actually, I want to start by thanking your beautiful platform, and I feel this is kind of the pushing start to this amazing journey. After we finished the last podcast, I've been approached by a lot of amazing, generous, mindful people, and they really want to create impact. They want to change their manners. They want to see how they can do things best. So for me, it was very simple. I started donating my time. I actually reached out to Vanessa too. I'm on the list now. Whoever needs any consultancy for free, you can reach out to her list. All my details are there. And I started understanding the real pain. You know, what's going on? What are the problems? I found that there are a lot of hotels that are not able to flush their water in the rainy season. And, you know, it's been like this kind of a journey. Like you said, every year we became more and more populated. Nobody really planned that. Nobody really thought about that before. So I actually went to Israel and was thinking, how can I do that better? I was on a big visit and I met with a few big companies that are actually specializing in rural areas, like in this kind of a scale, and looked up the solutions and came up with a lot of amazing information. And I started, you know, how I work and navigate, just knocking on people's door, and I got connected to the NCA, to the ASADA. I started having like big, heavy conversations with them, showing them numbers. And I think after half a year or so, we actually got to a good understanding, especially with the ASADA. And we wrote a full master plan proposal. It's still a preliminary, I want to say that, to install a full running wastewater treatment plant. And the big thing about it, that we created a business model that actually works. So it means that the ASADA, it's a very interesting organization that has been not been able to extract too many funds because of the fact of the free water law and the regulated price of water, to get them going and to help them solve that problem together with us. So basically where we're at now, and this is the good news that I want to share with you, we build a special committee that sits below the ASADA. The ASADA is overruling the committee. We are complex from 5 amazing human beings, 3 engineers in the team, 2 Ticos, and we're all about finding the best solution and to start implementing it. And what it means first, that it's all about collaboration. And what do I mean? It can't happen only with the ASADA. We actually need a place to place the system. So the NCA is an amazing organization as well, that when I reached out at the beginning, it was quite weird. Let's say the relationship was kind of cold between the two entities, even though they sit in the same building. And after some work and understanding the past politics, I think we're finally past this stage. And now what is happening that the NCA applied for a preliminary permit to the Menai to let us build the treatment plant on their land. So we are actually working together, NCA and ASADA. Super happy. It was announced publicly in the general ASADA meeting, so I'm feeling comfortable talking about it. So where are we at with that? It's going to take, of course, a few years. We build a full budget. Actually makes a lot of sense. It's not so high as we think, but we do need support. And I've been approached by many people, many generous people that want to know how they can contribute. So this is the time to act. I saw that you wanted to ask me something.
That's so much. Like, you hold on. I've been told by many people that a treatment system around here is almost impossible because it would be of such magnitude, such cost. It's highly improbable, like wildly difficult. And you're sitting here saying that no, there is a solution and it's actually already being worked on, and you believe in it enough to sit here in front of cameras and say it publicly.
Yes, I do. And I also reach out to everyone that want to ask more questions after the podcast. I'm always open and would love, and this committee actually loves people challenging the concept. So please come. It's still very open. We're not settled with one plan. But I want to say something. I know that there is a lot of fear. I know that people have a lot of, worries. I just want to tell you guys that it has been done so many times all around the world. And I also found an amazing case study in Honduras. There is an amazing, beautiful town called Roatan. It's actually very similar, kind of like blueprint of Nosara, but with the scuba diving as attraction. And I met this amazing man that was replanting the coral reef. And someday he's like, I can't do it anymore. He's been planting and the coral was dying. And he's like, until I don't treat the root cause, which is the quality of the water, that's not going to be solved. So he implemented this whole plan with a treatment plan. And 4 years ago, it's already been proven without any doubt that it's been working amazingly. So there are amazing case studies all around. And what we need to do is we need to use all these talented people that we have in this town to do it right. When we do it right, it is completely feasible.
So what does that mean? Give us again, you're not talking to, I don't have a degree in engineering. You're talking to a kid here. Tell me the gross overview so that someone listening to this can understand what you're saying. When you say it's possible, what are we doing? How big is it? How much does it cost? Give us the gross general overview, please.
Amazing. I think for now, I will put the cost aside just for it to be more ready to show and share with the public. But I would say that the cost of the system and the treatment plant is not the big deal in the story.
So we're not talking millions of dollars? Because I would think that it would have to be a couple $1 million, I would think.
What is costly, at least. But what is costly is actually the infrastructure work, okay? Because we need to start moving around all the people, all the properties. We actually mapped all the properties below 160 road. We're talking about 450 lots, Pelada and Guiones. These are the most affecting lots of the ocean, of course, and the pollution that I won't talk about it. It's very clear where we're at with that and that it's going really bad. What we need to do is we need to have a sewer pipe accessible for any of those lots. And these are the, let's say, the most expensive part in this whole project. But I want to open your mindset to another idea. For example, how collaboration works well. So we all saw this beautiful Kaya project, and I was a little bit concerned when I saw it, but now I have to say that They've done an amazing job. It looks great. I hope it will hold the big mass of rain. Let's see how it does in the next rainy season exactly. But what I would say that if we are joining those two projects together, for us to add another wastewater pipe to that project, it's almost negligible.
So for the next Cayo Modelo,
Exactly.
for the
And we've been already in conversations with there are a lot of discussions for the north part. So when we work together and we work smart, we reduce. So 1 + 1, it's going to be 1.2. It's not going to be 2 in the costs, but we're going to get the whole thing done. So that's why I'm reaching out to everyone. Please come and let's collaborate.
And you're saying that collaboration is going well right now. NCA, ASADA, etc. Like people are like.
But now we're getting to the second part. So we got the operation running with the ASADA. The ASADA will take responsibility for operational of the whole system, and they will get their funding from that. But we're going to need that capital. So we are starting reaching out to people. I've been approached, I won't say names because I don't feel it's the right time, by big players. For example, there is a big hotel, new hotel, they need to build their own wastewater treatment. It costs $300,000, $500,000, and they treat only their wastewater. So what happens if they're going to give us that $500,000 and to help to everyone? You know, these kind of ideas. And I know there are a lot of new developments that are already understanding those minor things. So this is where I'm reaching out. But it's very important to me to say that I don't want anyone now to say, okay, they got us, they got it done. We're not going to do anything right now. Okay, and this is the second thing I want to say about. This is a high-hanging fruit. We are working on that. We're going to get there, but it's not tomorrow morning. The second thing that I want to talk about is what's happening today. And actually, that's another thing that happened because of the podcast. Many people reached out to me. It's like, okay, let's do something. What can we do? And I know that you've been promoting the bioness system, which is an amazing system. But many times, especially because of how the properties are, and there's a lot of concrete, it's very hard to install. And then it reaches to crazy amount of numbers, like 60, I saw quotes of 60, 70, 80 for 6 rooms. And people are like, it's too much, you know? And I get it, you know? It's like to put something out of your pocket that you don't really understand how it's going to help the water. But there are a lot of other things to do. So we have much more technologies that we find in this last year, also backed up with Vanessa, checking up. I don't want to use names, but whoever wants, I have all the information. I'm doing it voluntarily. I can connect you. I know about people that can do the execution and also the installation. Yeah.
So if I'm understanding you right, you're saying you don't want to publicly say the names or the sources right now, but you 100% will if someone reaches out to you privately.
Yeah. I just don't feel like I want to do any commercial. Okay, I'm not here for that. I just want to say that there are multiple solutions in multiple budget for depending how the setup is. For instance, if you have 2 septic tanks, one after another, we can get it done maybe in $1,500. Okay, so there are a lot of amazing solutions, and I would love sharing with you like success stories. So we have Jade Hotel. They were struggling for some time, and they got it done. Last year, I think a few months ago, they installed a new system that works really great. I'm working now with Moana to upgrade their septic system as well. And there are a lot more people. So I'm just encouraging you, do the right thing and just research. There are a lot of amazing solutions, and I'm happy to help. And there is a lot of information out there, but you have to do the first reach out.
How can people reach out to you then?
My email, my phone number. We have. I'm on the list of Vanessa, of the consultant. So just feel free to reach out. I'm happy to help. Nothing will hold me from helping people that want to do the right thing.
Okay, so next season you can come back with success stories and perhaps names. For right now, you're saying it's out there. You'll help.
No,
people.
We have already. Jade is a real success story that I can.
No, I meant with the product and the implementation right now.
one of the systems, Tom Lagrassa, the longboarder, so he reached out to me also after the podcast, and he just shared with me that he has a friend that brought this amazing system called Piranha, and he installed this system at his property, and it's working great. And Vanessa has been monitoring another place with the same system working great, and another amazing impact that it actually opens the drain field, which is the most like intense problem. Like people don't make it like they can't flush the toilet because the drain field is clogged. So actually with this special bacteria that they implement there, it's opening the drain. So there are a lot of solutions. Just
okay, so it's not even just that brand. There's other ones as well.
exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I want to say. It's not one, but we have an access to all of those right now.
Okay. It sounds like we have two things going on. One is you're saying a water treatment system is possible, and in fact, the people are working on it. That's hopeful. But don't get lost in that hope. That doesn't solve today. If you have something private, you need to handle it well. Buy-nest is fantastic. If it's too expensive, there's other options available. Not just the Piranha system that you referenced, but several others contact you for that.
Totally.
Okay, because we need two things to happen. We need people to have hope that a treatment system can happen and donate to that because we're going to need it. Exactly. And then in the meantime, people need to take care of their septic systems as best they can. And you're saying if Bioness is too expensive, don't give up. Keep trying.
Yes, do whatever you can. And regarding what you said about the donations, it's important to me to say that we're going to soon start having these evenings inviting people to share their ideas, to hear more about the plan, and to contribute.
Okay, so stay tuned. We're going to have a whole lot more coming on this subject, it sounds like.
Yeah.
So thank you for what you're doing. That's awesome. What else do we want to cover on wastewater treatment system, or do we want to bounce over to some of our other topics?
Yeah, we can bounce. It's all related. So I started working closely with ASADA. Actually, I've been in a relationship with a few of those, and I highly appreciate their work. Actually, it's very beautiful what they're doing. A lot of them are, voluntarily over there, and they care. And they have a very tough game, right? Because they are super regulated. How they can charge money. Their budget is super minimal. And, it's based on a Tico waste water, which is 150 liters per day. As gringos, especially in those high-end 400, 500 liters per day, not even thinking about the pool that I will touch it in a moment. So what's happening that their infrastructure is collapsing. They don't have the right budget to do it. And we don't really understand that we are causing those problems to ourselves, because if we were just like a little bit more understanding what are the consequences to what we do. And for instance, everybody's complaining. I know Pelada, they have every day now like a water break, and it's not fun, and true, but we all have to step up, and we all have to understand that there are simple things that we need to do to make sure that we have enough water. So let's start with pools. This is a big subject because we have a lot of pools in this town. First, we don't really know, but the chlorine that we use and we implement in those water, it's actually very harmful for the soil. We're polluting our soil. And if we are just overkilling and putting too much chlorine, it gets to the soil. Secondly, try to be smart when you're doing the maintenance for your pool. Don't backwash your pool in the middle of the dry season. It doesn't make sense. Don't empty your pool if you don't really need to. Second thing, gray water. Okay, it also goes back to the wastewater. That's another very easy solution that I'm helping with the wastewater, but we can use the gray water to water and irrigate. And it's very simple, especially if you think it before you build your house. I'm just building my house now, and of course I've been thinking all of that stuff too. But try to be really careful about how you implement your system and when you water. I go around town, I see many people that are watering in the middle of the day. Not smart, guys. 80% of what you're watering is evaporating at that moment. We can do it 6 a.m., 5 a.m., 6 a.m., 3, 4, 5 p.m. These are the times for watering. And the third thing is, for me, it's like be nice to your neighbor, but be proactive. If you see someone's having like this weird drain, if you see somebody's watering in the middle of the day, reach out and try to be helpful and to explain why, because we are in this together. And I know it's also published already too. Like whoever wanted to build a new house, there is a hold on the water ladder right now because of that problem. So we are basically hitting ourselves in the back. And I want to just give another example. So Las Huacas, it's a great neighborhood. There are a lot of wealthy people there. And I know about some cases, of course, without names, but you know, it's very easy to a wealthy person to buy a huge tank and then to fill it up with water. And then when there is a water break, you have your own water. That's great. But what happens when they open up the water? This guy fills up its huge tank and it's drying the well for everyone else. So just be thoughtful enough. You know, it's not you or me, it's us together. Now, no one has water ladder until you notice, and I'm sure these guys up there, they've been concerned by that. So we need to work together on those stuff. This is what I wanted to say about it.
I guess next subjects, I'm interested in what you have to say about dengue and mold, because I surf with you a good bit, and I think you saw me surfing through dengue or trying to. I was losing my mind. I felt, I was like, I have to go sunshine, salt water. I'm just gonna go do it. But I remember you talking to me, and I didn't fully understand what you were saying. Can you
Yeah.
can you remind me
sure.
what you were talking about, please?
For sure. So first, I got my first dengue this last rainy season. It was tough. It is a tough one, right? Like, of course, whoever doesn't know, it starts with like the mosquito. So at the rainy season, just make sure you don't have any source of standing water around you. Even like, you know, like stupid stuff like pipas. So I've been splitting my pipas and then they sit open like that. Water sit there. It's like a classic spot for the mosquitoes. So just think about those small stuff because that can really help.
I was in a house at that time that was being renovated, and it had openings everywhere. And the owners of the house, they didn't understand. So, but it was so bad. Like my family wasn't even there, but I'd wake up, and it was exactly what you're saying. Every little construction piece, everything, there was little pockets of water. The mosquitoes were bad.
So prevention, starting with that, like
Yeah, just
identify
open windows, tires, anything.
anything that
Trash
you-
cans. I mean, it rains so much sometimes so fast that we get lots of water, and it's easy to create breeding grounds for mosquitoes. But that all being said, what were you talking about?
Okay, cool. So I'm super enthusiastic about natural medicine. I'm actually working now on a beautiful project growing a medicinal plant from Brazil in Costa Rica. That's a big other subject that I would love to share, but whoever, it's still kind of like a non-disclosure which plant, but whoever sees me around town, and many people already tried, you're welcome to reach out and I'll share it with you. Franco, this is how I tip him. You can ask Franco about my special flower. But anyways, I know it's so accessible, it's so easy, and these are like those small gifts that I would love sharing, right? So if we talk about dengue, there is the main problem is that our blood platelets in our blood are crashing. These are pretty much the stuff that help us, you know, like heal wounds, and like it's like going like down to a very dangerous level. Actually, that's the most dangerous thing about dengue. And what it was found that a juice made from papaya leaf, which we basically have everywhere in this town, it's supporting it gratefully, like the most successful medicine you can have. So basically, when you start feeling the symptoms, it can be also preventive. If you feel like you, and I promise you that it's not going to taste so good, especially under dengue. But you just take 3 leaves, take the vines out, like the big vines, put it in a blender with some water. You don't need to buy it. And if you don't have a papaya tree, plant a papaya tree or grab from your neighbor. Everyone has it in town. And just take care of yourself.
So you're just
Super
saying
easy.
papaya leaves, that's it.
Yeah. 3 papaya leaves. This is a dose for like 2 days for a person.
Okay.
It tastes really bad.
I'd heard papaya seeds and I was trying to munch on those before.
Papaya seeds are magnificent, and I am actually working in a different project with that too, because that's very, it's amazing. But specifically for the blood platelets, use the leaves.
Okay.
Easy.
I hope I don't have dengue again anytime soon.
Me too. Me
That was
too.
unpleasant. Okay, moving on. Mold. Hey, mold's interesting because we have it's dry season right now, like peak dry season as we're talking, but it's moldy around here. Like it's a real thing. So that caught my attention. I'm excited to hear what you have to say on that.
So actually, it's a big health issue. Many people don't even know and not aware that this is what they have, like this crazy weird cough and like kind of like asthma, allergy vibe, and it's actually mold in your lungs. And there is a big issue. And yeah, when I got here, I was actually down south, which is much more humid, and it got to me. And I've been working a lot with agriculture, like I told you, and especially with the medical cannabis. And I know that that was one of the applications that I was using. I'm also really about natural and like safe ways to sanitize. But one of the most amazing solutions is ozone. So ozone gas, it's actually a natural gas that we have in our atmosphere. You know, we're talking about the ozone layer and whatever is happening there. But actually, the process itself, it's very simple. Lightning, high electricity voltage is hitting oxygen, O2, right? O2 is oxygen, and getting it to an altered state, let's say that, and it becomes O3. And that O3 is like a crazy molecule that just wanna explode on anything and to get back to stable O2. So it has been found that it's very, very good to use to sanitize, to kill any type of infection, bacteria, fungus like mold. And it's actually very natural because O3 turns to be back to oxygen.
All right, so how do we get O3 without capturing a lightning bolt
I
hitting
like
O2?
it. That means that you got me. So we have an ozonator machine. I brought a few to town. We started, like, again, this kind of initiative to help people. I'm renting the systems, but again, it's not my business. I can help you to get it here easily today. I'm happy to say that I already have 2 success stories of women that their life changed because of that. So it's a very simple machine. You just plug it, and it actually takes the air and electrifies the air, same as the lightning, on a very small kind of like plate, whatever, and it starts producing that gas. So an important safety note that the gas is really good for the skin, but to inhale it is dangerous because the tissue inside our body are sensitive to it. So what we need to do, we plug the machine, we let it run for like 2 hours. I'm going to surf, I plug it for 2 hours, I come back home, I close the machine, I open a few windows, and my space smells fresh, kills everything. So it treats all kind of problems. I know, you know, as real estate, I know that there are a lot of people that, you know, they have problems with rentals to get their property managed well with the mold. So it kills all the smell too, and it's amazing. So again,
this is a product for rent, for sale, or for trying, or where are you at with that?
I've did, like, you know, like an MVP. I wanted to see like what's going on, like how people will reach out. We started a little bit too late in the rainy season last year. I think it's gonna get more popular in this coming rainy season. And so yeah, you can try. But I think again there is a great business opportunity. I'm super busy right now. I would help to collaborate with someone that wanna give this service for the community. I think it's super important.
So it's like a upgraded air dehumidifier thing.
Yeah. So the
Essentially.
dehumidifier is trying to prevent the mold. The ozonator is killing the mold. So actually the two work really well together.
All right, so we stay tuned on Ozonator. Keep us posted. Geez, a lot of heavy hitting material. So thanks. Do you have any jokes or anything you feel like saying?
I wanna share one more note, more general before the joke part. Let's see.
Okay.
I want to share that, from my experience, and I've been doing like a lot of research, trying to see where is our pain, right? Like, all these subjects, maybe it seems like they're very not connected, but they're really connected to our pain as a community. And I think there is one pain that I didn't mention yet, and I think it's the one that is actually causing the whole of the rest of the problems, and it's our disconnection from the local community. And I've seen it more and more, even those beautiful organizations that I've been mentioning, they're super gringo right now. And I feel that there is a big need of us to connect more and do more like real acts to support.
So give us some examples. What do you recommend? Like, speak from your heart. Now that you've opened the subject,
Yeah.
go ahead and jump in and
I
let
wanna,
it all out.
I want to uplift you again, just because I'm enjoying it and you deserve it. So I know specifically about a few cases, like in your office, that you're hiring, and you're really training, supporting Ticos, and you changed and transformed their lives. And I've been talking with one specifically. Again, I won't say names just because I want to, keep the privacy for the people. But these are kind of acts that needs to be done to take ownership, sponsorship. I know I have so many friends that are doing amazing things. And if you just adopt one family, and give them an upside, show them how they can do things different, connect to them, go visit their house. That's going to be like huge, dramatic change of conception for you. Like, do small things. Look at the food bank. They are extraordinary, the work that they're doing. So there are so many ways to help, and you can choose whatever kicks you, right? It can be through skateboarding, it can be through surfing, it can be through gardening, whatever you like, but connect, and do those small gestures to be really full, because that's what, I always, I've been looking around, and what I feel, that with all this environment, and of course we blame with this, and us humans created this problem, and only us can solve it. And it's not about the technology. I'm a very technology oriented, but it's not what it's about. It's about the real human connection, and that's what I want to send to the rest of you guys here, that we can actually do it, and it's so easy. And just start small.
And if I can add to that, if you don't know where to go or how to start, organizations like the Biblioteca, the Food Bank, and others, but it's not hard to get going, because we do have organizations that are trying to do exactly what you're saying. I feel there's a disconnect from the people who are coming into town who don't know where to go. So what we do a lot of the times is we get angry. Because we want to protect Nosara, but at the same time, we're angry about the development. The development's inevitable. It's not stopping. It is not stopping. So how do we make the most of it? That's the question. So for me, years ago, I realized when Nosara caught by around 2012, 13, 14, I was like, uh-oh, this is happening. Like, here we go. Because I'm inside the machine, I see the stuff happening well before it happens. And I'm seeing that right now. A lot of the frustrations that we have, people see construction from today. Well, that construction that you're seeing today, that started 2 years ago, maybe 3 years ago. Like, we need to be a little bit further ahead. And the way we get further ahead is we need to catch people as they come into the community. It's like, you're here in Nosara, I'm here in Nosara, that's fantastic. Get involved. Like, we should call people to get involved immediately. Like, that just becomes, it's cool, it's what everyone does. It's the way we make this place great. It's the way the people from here actually have a shot of making it here. It's hard. It's really hard. It's hard if you're from here and you don't have the education or the skill set to get the higher level job. It's damn near impossible unless we help make that happen, right? Then on the same side, it's hard for me. I'm trained in the US for a long time before I ever made it here, and I worked my butt off, and it's hard to make it. No matter how much I do better, Nosara outgrows me. I can't keep pace. So I'm being honest about that. So it's frustrating when people just go to complaining or blame. We're past that. Let's get to solution. So if you're going to complain about development, it does no good. How do we do it? So that's why you have my attention. You're saying this is happening. If we're going to redo these streets, can we include this pumping system too? That's going to bring down costs. And now we can unite everybody. That's proactive thinking. So I support that. I appreciate you coming on here and saying it. What I'm really tired of is the social media typing the same thing, the same complaint. Oh, this is imperialism, or this is the gringos, or this is that. No, that's all not, we're so far past that. That's how I feel about it. So I appreciate you coming on and making proactive solutions for the locals and also for our infrastructure, because that truly is going to be the solution. It's going to be us. It's not going to come from outside setup. Costa Rica is not going to strike oil and all of a sudden have money everywhere. It's not like that at all. Costa Rica is wildly in debt. They're taxing and doing all types of stuff, and we can't enforce the rules that we have anyway. So I think the mentality of it is on us, which seems to be yours. I find that appealing, and I support that.
Thank you. I also have to say that, about money issues. So let's not be too naive about it. Like what's going on in this town, there is big money all over, but big money with conscious people. That's why I love this combo. That's why I love this town so much. Maybe not all of this, I see your face, but a lot of it is. And that's why I'm saying, okay, let's be proactive and let's show that there are solutions out there. And now I want each and every one of you guys that complaining about the shitty quality of the water, that you love surfing here and you did a crazy exit with your company, give us something for that effort. Like stop complaining and actually be active about it. And we have an amazing team, and whoever want to join and want to help us, please come. We are opening our hands. It's not like, oh, this is what we're going to do. We have the technology done. No, I want to hear everyone. If there is more, there are more ideas, more technologies. We're actually looking for very good civil engineers that can share with us insights how to install the infrastructure well. We did a lot of research, but we need more help. So come and help.
All right. So you don't have to tell any of your jokes today. You're off the hook. It was proactive enough of your call to action of get involved with the local populace. And for all of these other topics, do something. Don't complain. Do something. Be proactive. Or if you complain, do something, then that's okay. Is that about right?
Yes, you got me.
Thanks for coming on. Appreciate you.
Thank you so much, Rich.